Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be explaining the differences between bronze to SSL, and they're pretty significant, so if you just stick with me, we're going to go through all of them. So first off, starting with the bronze, so at this rank, I'm expecting this to be somebody who barely downloaded the game yesterday, they're barely trying to get used to all the controls and everything. I'm just trying to figure out how everything works, so I wouldn't expect them to know how to even fast aerial or even flip the car in any sort of way. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to really know a whole lot. But that's to be expected because they're first starting out. I mean, I definitely understand that. There's really not much to really see there. For silver, this is going to be the player that they're not really... They've improved from bronze, and they might know how to front flip flick or just a front flip in general, and maybe they're going after the boost a bit faster than bronze, and but they still really don't know too much about rotations or really good game sense too much. And no offense to anyone who's a bronze or silver, I'm just saying it does take a bit more time to get to the next rank from there. But pretty much they're just going to be a step above bronze. I mean, nothing really super crazy. Now, as we get onto gold here, gold is going to be that ranking where the player is going to know probably how to speed flip already, a little bit. They're going to know how to more or less speed flip to the ball on kickoffs, and maybe even going for boost as well. It's not really going to be the cleanest speed flip. I'm not really expecting it to look as aerodynamic as maybe a platinum or diamond speed flip, but they're understanding the mechanics of how to get to the ball faster a little bit to make getting the boost faster, but rotations really still need work at this rank, I would say. There's some golds that rotate pretty well, but they could definitely use improvement. But overall they're just going to be a little bit better than silver, but they do know how to move a bit quicker. I also do want to mention that from bronze to gold rank, this will represent about 53% of the player base in Rocket League. And maybe they might also understand how to do some aerial mechanics. Maybe not in the greatest way. They may not look very clean, but they might know how to actually do aerials to some extent, right? But after that, we get to platinum. So at this point, the rotations compared to gold or silver, the rotations are going to be a bit more clean, a bit more smooth with the transitions from rotating to take a shot, going back for boost, or going for an aerial, maybe missing and going for boost. The transitions are just a bit more clean at this point. You're not really seeing as many of the gold or silver kind of mistakes as far as hitting the ball. They do understand how to hit the ball pretty well, and maybe they even know how to flip reset. There's some platinums that know how to flip reset well, but a good majority don't, I'd say. But air dribbling is also a bit more common at this rank for sure. Maybe not so much, like I said, with the flip resetting, but air dribbling is definitely a bit more involved at this point, and aerial mechanics are definitely much more improved. Everything's just also a little bit more faster than the gold in terms of movement. And platinums account for about 22% of all Rocket League players. Okay, so you reached the diamond rank. Pretty much at this point, you should already be able to do fast aerials, air dribbling. I would even say very advanced double taps from the backboard as well. Because I know that there's some plats that can do them, but not really a whole lot that can do them well. That's where you're already going to be reaching diamond territory, because if you're in diamond, you should already be able to do a double tap like it's nothing. Or even speed flips like it's nothing, and being able to rotate fast back back post or really midfield in case there's a block that you have to make. It's just there's a bit more alertness when it comes to diamonds in comparison to plats, and just overall the rotations are much more smooth or much more refined, and you could even save very well at this point. You're already blocking really advanced shots, very quick shots, and it's just one of those things where those mechanics can only be trained once you're leaving plat going to diamond. That's really when you're going to have to incorporate in some of those game sense mechanics as well. And also diamonds make up about 16% of the player base in Rocket League. Okay, so now we have the champ rank. At this point, ball control is extremely important. And not only that, but I would say from what I've seen, even in my time playing the game, is that the speed and boost management of champs are just really, really good. This being that they also control their boost via wave dashing or just not using boost when they don't have to. Because if you're already at like supersonic speed, I mean, not using boost is going to make you move a lot faster than most players. But also at this point, you're going to notice that champs can actually, they can most of the time flip reset somewhat well. Sometimes I would say it takes away from their ground game, but I would say even for the ground game, champs also do this pretty well. They're just a lot faster than the diamonds, especially when it comes to the wave dashing as well as the boost management. That's just a very important aspect that I've noticed that champs can really take advantage of, and they know exactly how and when to get up to higher speeds quicker than diamond or any of the ranks that I've mentioned already. But also another thing is that the game sense as well, when it comes to the champ rank, it's already pretty much going to be a little bit better than diamond or platinum. Like, they already have a better idea of when they can and cannot take certain shots, or when they can or cannot go back for boost or make very well thought out rotations. This being said, champ is going to make up about 8 to 15% of the Rocket League player base. Alright, moving on to Grand Champ. Grand Champs are already in a whole other league. I mean, they're already very used to flip resetting at this rank, as well as fast aerialing and rotating back much faster than even a champ can when it comes to certain blocks, or really most blocks. That being said, it's just very common for them to understand when to hit the ball off of the backboard, and just really good predicting overall. I mean, they're already so used to the game that making predictions as far as where the ball is going to go is just second nature, and that's how they get the shot off. And it makes it very hard for a champ or even diamond players to predict that, because if they know where the ball is going to be before the champ or the diamond does, I mean, they're just going to have the edge. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos too where just because the Grand Champ gets the first touch, they're already going to be a step ahead of the champ or even the diamond. And aside from that, mechanics-wise, Grand Champs are just at the top tier, making up about 1 to 1.5% of players. I think it might be growing to 2 as more players are on the game, but I mean, there's just a very small percentage of players, and it's really hard to get to this rank. If you're not good at the game, you may need coaching or just someone who has been Grand Champ to kind of help you out. But as far as mechanics, I mean, they're just absolutely insane. You're talking flip resets, insane double taps, and just they're very good at predicting angles to get shots off, like, definitely. Okay, and now we're moving on to the final rank, which is SSL. At this point, anyone who's SSL, they're either a prodigy, or they have an extremely good coach, or they know someone who is helping them one-on-one get coaching to reach this rank. By this point, I mean, I've seen SSLs just completely take over games before. I mean, if you put an SSL player, just one SSL player, and like let's say a diamond lobby or even a champ lobby or something, I mean, they're just gonna be doing shots so insane and air dribbling so insane to where it's like you're just sitting there thinking, man, like how am I even gonna be able to get to that rank? I mean, it's extremely difficult, and it takes many hours just to get to SSL. And some people even put so much time into the game they don't even get to SSL. Just to show you how crazy you have to be and how much time you have to put into the game to get to that level. Unless, like I said, you're like a prodigy, or you're just, you know, beating diamonds is really not that big of a deal to you anymore. I mean, you can just take over a game on your own and just start messing around. It's not even gonna matter. Because I think in SSL, on their worst days, they probably play like a champ at the very least, or maybe a diamond, but not probably just champ if they're really not even trying. I mean, it's really crazy to think that, but this is already going to make up less than 1% of Rocket League players. And it is possible to get to this rank. It's not impossible, but in order to do that, it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of coaching to get there, and a lot of time if you're not already like a master or like a prodigy at that rank. And as always, guys, thank you very much for tuning into today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to all my socials. I'd really appreciate it a lot. And thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good rest of your day.